Alright, those of you who are looking at Algebra 2 today, page 112, we're going to solve fractions and then look at overlapping triangles. First fraction we have, or problem we have, is 4 1/2 x minus 3 over 5 equals 1 1/4. So let's turn all these into improper fractions. So this is going to turn into 9 over 2x minus 3 over 5. That's good because it's already in a good fractional form. And then 5 over 4 here. To properly do this, we have to add 3/5 to this side and add 3/5 to this side, but you'll notice that these denominators aren't the same, so we actually have to have them a common denominator before we can do anything with them. So 5 times 4 is 20, so we're going to multiply the bottom, same thing, the top, alright, and we need to make sure we watch our sign over here. This is a negative 1 1/4, so that's a negative 25 over 12. So we have 9 over 2x equals, and then 12 and 25, we would say that is a negative 13 over 20. Alright, now we're not done because we have to do the reciprocal here in order to cancel these out and leave x by itself. And what we do over there, we do here, which is going to be 2 over 9. We can cancel this out, make this 10, which is going to give us a final of negative 13 over 90. Alright, that's our first problem. Second problem, 224.2, is a little bit different look. You have 4x plus 2 over 5 minus 3 over 2 equals 1/3. Okay, similar thing. We have to get common denominators here. So the least common denominator of all these is 20. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply. No, it can't be 20. It's got to be 20. It's got to be 30. So we're going to multiply each of these by 30 to come up with our answer. Okay? So because we can cancel, this turns into 1, this turns into 6, this turns into 1, this turns into 15. So we're still multiplying both of those. This turns to 1 and this turns to 10. Now it becomes a little bit easier. We've got 1s all on the bottom, okay? And now we can just solve for the top. Alright, so 6 times 4 is 24x. 6 times 2 plus 12 minus, because of this sign right here, 15 times 3 is 45 equals, and then 1 times 10 is 10. Okay, we're going to subtract 12 from this side to eliminate the 12, so we're left with 24x equals, minus 45 equals negative 2. If we add 45 to this side, add 45 to this side, we have 24x equals 43. Divide by 24, divide by 24, x equals 43 over 24. Okay, so it's not that difficult. I think you guys can get the hang of it after a couple of tries in your textbook. The next set of examples, 24b, talks about overlapping triangles. So I want you to go down to 24.4 where it says find x and y, and we've got a triangle that looks something like this, and then there's an overlay triangle that is laid on top of this triangle. Exact same angles. Okay, this is labeled as 4, this is 6, this is 7. We don't know this one, and we don't know y. Okay, because we have similar triangles, what we're going to do is we're going to pull out a couple of this smaller triangle, and we're going to draw it over here. Okay, here's the little triangle, and we note that 4 here is this line, so we're going to put this as 4. The hypotenuse here 7, and then that's not the hypotenuse. 9 is the hypotenuse. Okay, so we have an a squared plus b squared equals c squared thing, or we can find out what scale factor is. Okay, so we know that this whole length from here to here is 4 plus 6, or 6 plus 4. So the whole thing is 10 on this side. This side is equal to 7 plus x, and y is also by itself. Okay, so if we do scale factor, we can actually solve for this relatively easily. Okay, we're going to use 4 and 10 to do a scale factor. So 4 over a total of 10 equals 7 over we don't know. Okay, can we find this out by cross multiplying? Yes. So 4x equals 70, divided by 4, divided by 4. X is going to equal that problem. Okay. Let's go 7, which is 28. We got 2, 17.5, or 17 and a half. Okay, so we can find those relatively easily with that kind of information. Again, to try and find y, we can do the same thing. Once we have this expression, we can go after and use the scale factor in order to find y and x. Okay, so it's a similar problem that what we've had before with triangles, similar triangles. This time they just overlap them, and it's pretty simple. Okay, all right, that's your lesson. When you guys are done, you can come ask me questions.